Trigonometric ratios. Trigonometric ratios are used to calculate any missing length or an angle of a right angle triangle, right? Trigonometric ratios are again valid for a right angle triangle, and they are used to calculate the missing length or the missing angle, right? Before we have done Pythagoras theorem, which is only valid for a right angle triangle and used to calculate the missing length, not the angles. But trigonometric ratios are used for the right angle triangle and used to measure the missing length or the missing angle of that right angle triangle. Okay, now let's learn the primary trigonometric ratios. So sine, cos, and tangent, these are the three basic primary trigonometric ratios, right? So keep that in mind whenever, let's suppose this is a right angle triangle, because you can see this side and this side, they are perpendicular to each other. They make an angle of 90 degrees. So it is a right angle triangle. So let's suppose if you have theta over here, then keep that in mind. Every time the front side of theta is always the opposite side. The other straight side is the adjacent, and the inclined one is the hypotenuse. I'm repeating it one more time, that whatever your theta is, if your theta is over here, then its front side is opposite. The other side is adjacent, the inclined is hypotenuse. Same, if your theta is over here, then its front would be your opposite, other is adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. Keep that in mind, okay? Now, these three basic formulas you need to remember, right? Sine theta is always equals to sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. This is basically SOHCAHTOA, right? SOHTAH and TOA, SOHCAHTOA, right? Sine theta is always opposite over hypotenuse, cos theta adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent theta opposite over adjacent. If you have learned these three formulas, you can easily figure out the missing angle or the missing length of a right angle triangle with the help of these primary trigonometric ratios, right? Now let's do some examples. All right. Now the first example, again, we have given a right angle triangle. Okay, the angle is 30 degree. This length is x, which we need to figure out, right? So basically in these examples, we need to figure out the missing length. So you can see this length is x, which is missing. We have given the base as 8 and the angle 30 is given to us, right? So first thing, whenever you have given a right angle triangle, figure out the angle. Angle is given, so the front side of the angle is always the opposite side. Name that opposite side, and the other straight side is your adjacent. So we need to solve for opposite. No need to mention the hypotenuse because we are not dealing with it right now. Maybe in the next example or the example after we will deal with it, but not right now. So the angle front is opposite and the other one is adjacent. So opposite and adjacent, which trigonometric ratio involve opposite and adjacent? Tangent involve opposite over adjacent. So here we can say tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. That is a formula. So here the theta value is 30 degree. Tangent of 30 degree is opposite side is x, adjacent side is 8. So this is opposite, this is adjacent. We have to cross multiply 8 times tangent of 30 degree. This is your x, the missing length of that triangle. Let me calculate that. 8 times tangent of 30 is 8 root 3 over 3, or in terms of decimal 4.62. 4.62 meters is your x. This length 8 is also in meters. Sorry, 8 is in meters, x is in meters. All right, now let's move to the second example. Now in the second example, let's suppose I have a right angle triangle. Okay, this is a right angle. Okay, let's suppose this angle is 25 degrees. This length is t and this length is 15. Okay, Now we have the triangle. The front side of angle is always the opposite side. This is adjacent side, which we don't need right now, and the inclined one is the hypotenuse. Now we are dealing, sorry. Okay, sorry. We are not dealing with the adjacent right now. Now we are dealing with the opposite and the hypotenuse. Which trigonometric ratio involve opposite and hypotenuse? Sine involve opposite and hypotenuse, right? So let me write this down, that sine theta is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. What is the value of theta? So here we can say sine of 25 degrees, that is equals to the opposite side is t and the hypotenuse is 15. To solve for t, we cross multiply 15 times sine of 25 degrees, that is equals to your t. Let me calculate this. Okay, your calculator must be in the degree mode, right? 15 times sine of 25, this is 6.34, rounded, right? 339, so this is rounded to 6.34 up to 2 decimal place. 6.34 is the value for t. So this t is in meters or centimeters. Let's do another example, the third one. Let us suppose we have a right angle triangle. Again, this is a right angle. Okay, this length is 9, this length is y, and this angle is 40 degree. All right. Now, what we need to do is to figure out the front side of that angle is opposite, the other side is adjacent, and the inclined one is the hypotenuse. So right now we don't have opposite. We are dealing with the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So which trigonometric ratio involve adjacent and hypotenuse? Cos involve adjacent and hypotenuse, right? So here we can say cos of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, right? What is the value for theta? Cos is 40 degree. This is adjacent side is 9 and the hypotenuse is y. Okay, cross multiply, y shift over here equals to 9 and cos of 40 shift in the denominator, 9 over cos of 40 degree. Let me simplify this by using calculator. So here we can say in the numerator we have 9, in the denominator we have cos of 40 degree, that is 11.748. So 7, this 48 rounded to 5, 11.75. So this y is 11.75. Now you can easily get the missing length of a right angle triangle by using the trigonometric ratios. All right, now let's do some examples in which we have to find the missing angles, because in the beginning of the video I have told you that trigonometric ratios are used to calculate any missing length or the missing angle of a right angle triangle. So we have done 3 examples to find the missing lengths of the right angle triangle. Now we are going to do some examples to find the missing angles of the right angle triangle. Okay, now in the missing angles we basically have to find the inverse of that angle, right? Like sine inverse, cos inverse, and tangent inverse. Okay, so keep that in mind. These 2 bullet points are in the instruction page of your O-level and IGCSE maths exam. So the point is, give non-exact numerical answers correct to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place for angles in degrees, right? So whenever you have a non-exact numerical answers in your question in your paper, you have to give that answer correct to 3 significant figures or 1 decimal place if it is for angles in degrees, unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. Unless or until they ask you to figure out the answer up to 3 significant figure or up to 2 decimal place, then you have to follow that instruction. Otherwise, non-exact numerical answers should be correct to 3 significant figures, and the angles and degrees should be up to 1 decimal place, right? And for pi, you either use your calculator value or you can use 3.142, this value for the pi. This is up to you, right? Now let's do some examples to figure out the missing angles of the right angle triangle, okay? Now let me start with the first example. Let's say I have a right angle triangle, sorry. This is my right angle triangle, okay? So this is my right angle triangle. You can see this length, let's suppose, is 8. This length is 15 and the angle is theta, which we need to solve it, right? For angle in degrees, the answer should be 1 decimal place for angle in degrees. Okay, so these angles are basically in degrees. Now we need to figure out this missing angle by using trigonometric ratios, right? Again, keep that in mind that the angle front side is always the opposite side and the inclined one is the hypotenuse. So which trigonometric ratio involve opposite and hypotenuse? Sine theta. This involve opposite over hypotenuse. So theta stays the same. We can write down sine theta. Opposite is 8. Hypotenuse is 15. To solve for theta, we need to shift the sign on the other side by doing sine inverse of 8 over 15. Now use the calculator and get the value of sine inverse of 8 over 15 up to 1 decimal place. These are the instructions given in your exam, right? My calculator is in degrees. So whenever you need to figure out the inverse of the trigonometric ratio, the first thing on the scientific calculator, press the shift button and then you can do sine, cos or tangent, whatever the trigonometric ratio inverse you need to figure out. We are going to figure out for sine. So shift sine, this will appear sine inverse, and sine inverse of 8 divided by 15, the answer should be in, this is 32.23, so 2. Now so it's 3, now round up, so give the 2 as it is. 32.2 degrees. 32.2 degrees. Your answer should be 1 decimal place in degrees, right? Okay, let me do another example. Let's suppose I have a right angle triangle. Okay, this is a right angle triangle. This angle is theta. This length is 11. This length is 4. Okay, now, all right, so the angle front side is always the opposite side and the other straight side is the adjacent side. The inclined one is the hypotenuse. So which trigonometric ratio involve opposite and adjacent? Tangent involve opposite and adjacent. Tangent theta is always equals to opposite over adjacent. Okay, so here theta stays the same, tangent theta. We need to figure out opposite side is 4, adjacent side is 11. So theta should be shifting the tangent on the other side. Do tangent inverse of 4 over 11. Now use the calculator and get the value up to 1 decimal place. Again, you have to press a shift button and tangent button. So you will get tangent inverse 4 over 11. This should be 19.98. Okay, so this is 19.98. So 19.9, but the next digit is 8. So you need to round up. So this 9 turns to 10. When it is turned to 10, so 1 over here and 0 over here. So 1 plus 19 is 20.0. 20.0 degrees. This is how we round it. Okay, now the third example is again considering a right angle triangle. Okay, let's suppose this angle is A, this side length is 5, this side length is 3, and a right angle triangle. Okay, now the angle front side is always the opposite and this inclined one is the hypotenuse. So which trigonometric ratio involve opposite and hypotenuse? Again, sine involve opposite and hypotenuse. So sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So here we can say sine of A, because theta is your A, opposite side is 3, hypotenuse is 5. So A should be equals to sine inverse of 3 over 5. Just solve it on calculator and get your answer up to one decimal place. So this is really simple, right? So shift sine gives you sine inverse 3 by 5. This is 36.86. So this is 8. The next digit is 6. So round up. 8 turns to 9. 36.9 degrees. 36.9 degrees. Angle must be in degrees or in radians, right? But in these questions, the angle are in degrees, right? All right, let's do one more example. Then I'm going to wind up the topic. Okay, let's suppose this is a right angle triangle. This angle is P. This side is 6. This side is 4. We need to solve for that angle. So the angle front side is always the opposite. We don't have the opposite this time. The other straight side is the adjacent, and the inclined one is the hypotenuse. Right. Adjacent and hypotenuse. Cos. Cos of theta is adjacent divides hypotenuse. So here cos theta value is P. Adjacent side is 4. Hypotenuse is 6. Adjacent and hypotenuse. So P should be equals to cos inverse of 4 over 6. You can write down 4 over 6, or you can simplify it to 2 by 3, or 4 by 6 is also okay. All right, shift cos, you will get cos inverse 4 divided by 6, that is 48.1. The next digit is 8. You need to round up this 1. So 1 in add 1, it becomes to 48.2 degrees. 48.2 degrees. Okay. All right, so this is all about the trigonometric ratios. So we have done some examples to figure out the missing angles and the missing lengths of a right angle triangle. So trigonometric ratios are only applied on the right angle triangle to figure out the missing length or the missing angles of that right angle triangle. For any other triangle, we are not supposed to apply the trigonometric ratios to figure out their angles and their sides. We have to apply some other things which I'm going to discuss in the future videos, like we need to apply the law of sine, cosine to figure out the missing lengths and angles of non-right angle triangles, right? I hope you understand it. If you still have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Take care.